Hi, I'm Mara Doherty, and the piece I'll be talking about is one of John Bach's pieces called Prelude and Fugue No. 2 in C minor BWV 847. This piece was created in between the time periods of 1717 and 1723 during the Baroque period, which was based on an earlier idea from the Renaissance period, which was called imitative polyphony, which is the texture of this piece. And where basically like the instruments would play different melodies at different times, the same melody at different times. And the instrument being played in this piece is the piano. And during the piece, it starts off very fast and very repetitive. It's a very upbeat piece, and then the tempo stays the same. And around this 45-second mark, it starts to slow down a little bit, not too much, and it seems to get a little quieter, like they're not hitting the notes as hard. And then there are a few lower beats introduced that are just kind of like repetitive in the background while the melody continues to stay the same. And then around the 1 minute mark in the 1:15 section, like 1 minute 15 seconds, the melody changes and it becomes a little less repetitive and a little more unique, and it gets a lot slower. And then at the 1:30 mark, it gets very fast and it kind of hits the repetitiveness again. And then it starts to blend into the same note patterns, and it's a lot slower at this time period. And then it just finishes off like very like slow and just like calmer. And with the melody starting out so fast and ending so slow, it feels so exciting. Like it's an adrenaline rush, and then like they're finding a solution, and then the solution's found, and then it's all calm. And I feel like the composer like finds peace at the end of the work because it starts off so like rushed and hectic. And I chose this piece randomly. I've heard a lot of good things about Bach, and we've obviously learned a lot about him, so I just thought anything by him had to be good. And I also played the piano when I was younger, so I thought that would be a good like piece to do. And I really enjoyed how fast the piece was, but also how easily it blended into the slower parts, and how like it had repetition, but then it also would add a little like creativity with like the random notes. And I just found that it was like very, kept me on my toes. It was really entertaining. And I think that this piece would work perfect for a movie scene where there's like a detective and he's like finding all these clues like back to back, and like it's just like one cliff to the other, and they're like really like going into adrenaline, and they're like on the lead, and then finally like they find the missing piece, they like solve the case, and there's just like peace, like they did it, the job is done. I think that would just fit so well because of like how fast, upbeat, repetitive, and then how it just like kind of slows down and calms at the end. And something I really specifically noticed with this piece was how it had a repetitive part, but then there was a specific part around the like the 1:15, I mean the like 40, the 54-second mark, where the lower beats came into play. So I'm gonna play a piece of that, like how like in the background it's like I don't know, I just really enjoyed how like that was kind of added, like they're just playing and it's like boom, boom. And I just thought that was like very unique and added a lot of dynamic to the piece. So yeah, that is